Alright, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy, I'm Rob. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Alright, so basically, I said I was going to pull cards on this video. So yeah, I did get some 187 death energy out here. I don't know if somebody died or what's going on here. I have a premonition of what it could be, but I'm gonna let the cards tell the story. Alright, so let's see here. Also, I was supposed to pull on Iran, so I'm gonna do that today too. Let me get all of this out so I can finish up what I got going on. Alright, let's see here. So with the Iran situation, although it went, everything went to the background, you don't hear too much about it. Of course, there was a few threats and stuff like that, talking about, oh, we're everywhere, and, but one newscaster said something that I'll never forget, but it actually made sense. It was saying something like, Iran could just, start, recoup their nuclear program and then just build nukes without anybody knowing, and then just come out in the world just like, hey, we got it now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pull one card for Iran, and then this one here is gonna be for this one here is one for Iran, and one is gonna be about the dead body, or whatever this dead end energy was. Okay, so basically, like I said, for the last couple weeks, I've been getting a lot of messages about something dead in, something dead, something dead, dead in, 187, 187, 187. I was seeing a lot of stuff. I seen a cardinal with with a skull next to it. I saw that yesterday, and basically that let me know that somebody's ancestors is responsible for taking out somebody. Somebody's ancestors took somebody out, essentially. Either that, or somebody tried to do some kind of spiritual work using like maybe a bruja, or somebody was using some kind of brujeria or something like that. Like a brujeria witch or something like that. But there was this, I don't know what she was trying to do or whatever, but there was definitely somebody's ancestors showed up in a major way. Somebody's ancestors was really active yesterday for some reason. I don't know exactly what it was about, but I'm going to find out. Yeah, let's look at this dead end energy. You got goblins here. So if you were going through spiritual warfare and you had a lot of spell work and stuff being thrown at you, especially involving conjuration and necromancy and things like that, or even just contracts with spiritual folk like fairies and goblins and leprechauns and stuff like that. Basically the children of Geb, and the children of I want to say the playful, well, I forgot what that little playful deity is called, the one with the goat feet or whatever. But this is earth magic here. Whatever this was that's being dead, it has to do with earth magic. Yeah, I see a sword in a tree. Somebody could have used a knife or something like that to bind your mind to a tree or something like that, or bind your mind to something tangible in nature or something like that. I'm also seeing whoever this is, they use some kind of carcass. They use some kind of carcass or something and hid it in something like a tree or something like that. It's something about a carcass that they hid in a tree. They had some kind of spell. I mean, some kind of air magic or something going on too. But it's something about a carcass that this person was using. Yeah, I see a dark-skinned woman with a head wrap. She has long hair, but her hair was all wrapped up. This could be a dark-skinned woman. She's really skinny. This is a skinny woman. She's bringing something dead to an altar. I want to say it's, I don't know if it's roadkill. I don't know if it's like a rabbit or something like that. But it's considered to be like a sacrifice. She's looking at something. It's something in the forest. Okay, so it looks like she's not the only one. There was, during this ritual of this ritual, somebody visited her during the ritual. There was another woman, looked like a younger woman than her, that visited her while she was doing this ritual. Wow. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of women. It's a lot of women here. It's like I mean, it could be some men in here too, but I'm just seeing a lot of women. I see a woman in this smoke. I'll point it out, in this smoke right here. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. So, yeah, hopefully you guys can see it. But I see this. There's a woman here in the smoke. There's a sword in a tree. There's this woman here. That's her head. That's her neck, and she's carrying something here. And then you aren't going to be able to see it that well, but I see a face out here. I see a face here. I see a carcass of an animal here, almost like a, I can't say, it's like a it's an animal with a long nose. It has an elongated nose. It's an animal with an elongated nose. Yeah. I see another woman here that's somebody here is cloaked. I see another person cloaked here. Yeah, somebody used all the elements, look like. And for spirit, they use the blood sacrifice for spirit. They use air magic. They use I see two different types of air magic here. One of them with incense, and the other one with a sword. A lot of herbs and flowers and poisons and mushrooms and stuff. Yeah, that's wild. Somebody went all out with this, whatever this was. So let's see what's going on here. You got a tower here. You got a tower. There was some kind of disaster or something that happened behind the scenes. So let's see what this tower is about. Nine of Pentacles here. You got the Nine of Pentacles here. Oh, you got the Wheel of Fortune here. Oh no. You got the Eight of Swords out here. Wow. Seven of Pentacles out here. The Magician in reverse. Oh yeah. Six of Wands out here. What? You got the Empress out here. You got the Emperor in reverse out here. You got the Two of Swords in reverse here. And you got the Eight of Pentacles out here. So basically, somebody did some kind of work to bring an ending to your independence. And they were going to tip over your Wheel of Fortune. They wanted a lot of stuff to happen to you, a lot of stuff to go wrong for you. They could have even tried to bind the spirit to you to specifically just harass you and follow you around to create chaos in your life with all the things that you was trying to get to go right in your life. Yeah, they tried to bind you to some kind of misfortune is what this was. Somebody tried to bind you to misfortune. And then they wanted you to always be a dreamer of they wanted you to be stuck in like this daydream energy where the fruits of your labor never come. You know what I'm saying? Where you're always pushing for something but never completing stuff. Where you're always, come up with all these creative ideas but you never finish it. The vibe of longing for things you cannot have, basically. Basically, somebody wanted to dangle a carrot in front of your nose so that you're always pursuing something, but you never complete it. You're just always walking to complete something, but you never complete it. Whatever it was, this magic backfired, and it looked like somebody tried to do some kind of magic to make it right or balance it out, but that backfired too. whatever this was. This was a they tried to bring an ending to some kind of victory that you had, whatever this was. Like you could have conquered something or something like that. Yeah, this is definitely that tower energy. Somebody did some spell work and it just backfired altogether. They were trying to, it just give me the vibe of trying to like trap you so that you are codependent on somebody or something like that, is the vibe that I'm getting here. It has something to do with that, about your your money and your codependency and how things are going, how things are going in your life. Somebody wanted to block all that and stop that from coming in. But with this magician here, it definitely didn't go through, whatever this was, with the magician in reverse. Ooh. You got the Empress energy out here, yeah. So basically, the vibe I'm getting here is that you are in your Empress energy. Everything you touch turn to gold. You got this elegant way of making things like beautiful and stuff like that. And somebody wanted that from you. That's the vibe that I'm getting here with this tower out here. The Tower card and the Empress, it just give me the vibe that somebody wanted to knock you down from where you are, or take something from you, or humiliate you in some kind of way, essentially, is what this is. This has to do with your basically money and what you have. Okay? It's just definitely just jealousy. You got the Emperor in reverse here. So basically, the vibe I'm getting here, or the tactic that they were going to use, was either they were going to send the Emperor in reverse, or they wanted to have a power over your money, power over what you do, power over your thoughts and all of this stuff. Somebody went to do some magic or some spell work to have authority over your finances, essentially, is what this is. Somebody wanted to have authority over your finances and your freedom, essentially. Wow. Yeah. And then you have the Two of Swords in reverse. So not only did they do that, they were going to confuse, they were doing like that confusion work again. But for, that confusion, whatever the illusion or whatever it was, it didn't stay. It didn't stick. Or you saw just enough to do something to get yourself out of whatever this was. But I'm still not understanding what the dead end. Maybe this is why there was a dead end, or why this tower is here. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why the tower is here. Because that's what the dead end was. Somebody died trying to do this work against you. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. That very well, especially with that 187, I kept seeing 187. I kept seeing dead end, crazy. Somebody lost their mind. You know what? That's what that is. That Two of Swords out here. An illusion spell backfired too, and somebody is either losing their mind or they lost their mind. Somebody lost their mind or is losing their mind right now. I kept saying crazy woman, crazy woman. This is a female that lost her mind. Yeah. But, and while all of this was going on, it looks like the only thing you were doing is just working, and you were mastering yourself or something like that. With this Virgo energy out here, you wasn't doing anything but like mastering yourself. Yeah. Whoever this was, they did a lot. It looked like they did use about 8 pentacles against you. Somebody could have been trying to bind every chakra that you got, or they was trying to bind 8 spirits to you. A spirit for every chakra nexus or chakra meridian. Somebody's trying to work on your chakra meridians. And it looked like they got 5 off. They were working, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They did 6. They was working on a 7th. They was working on a 7th one. And they had one more to do after this work. So whoever this was, they didn't even complete the work. In this right here, it says that there was supposed to be 9 of them. It was 9 different curses that somebody was supposed to put on you or something like that. It's supposed to be 9. But as you can see right here, they did 7, and they was trying to watch and see if those 7 were working. And all of it backfired. Somebody is bound. They're bound to whatever, all the shit that all the stuff they put out, they're bound to it now. With the Wheel of Fortune here. Wow. Yeah, somebody is bound to bad luck. So and that's bad, because you know what happened is, when you are bound to something like that, when you try to do spell work and stuff like that, that bad luck is going to kick in and it's going to backfire. So let's say if somebody did a cross condition, or, you know, somebody was doing luck spells on you, and they, you know, they tried to cross you up or cross your luck with theirs or whatever it may be, or even just go to the crossroads to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you cleared that energy out, or you returned it, or whatever it may be that you do, there's a chance that that person may have bad luck in spell work, because they probably wished that on you, that you had bad luck with your spells and stuff like that, and that you couldn't, you know, get anything to work. You see what I'm saying? Somebody kind of wished that off on you. But what I'm seeing here is that it didn't stick and stay. It definitely didn't stick and stay. Wow. Yeah. So as a result of that, as a result of this work, there was a tower. So let's clarify this one more time. Ancestors and spirit guides. Let's see what else comes out. All right, so what happened to the people involved? Let's see what happened to the people that was involved with this work. Wow. You got the devil in reverse here. So as a result of this work, I'm not, it just hold on, let me clarify this. Hold on, let's see what this is. You got the Page of Cups in reverse. You got the Hangman. You got the 5 of Cups here. Oh yeah, okay. You got the 7 of Wands out here. You got the 9 of Pentacles out here. You got the Hierophant out here. You got the 4 Wands and 4 Swords in reverse here. You got the Knight of Cups out here. You got the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and you got the Strength card in reverse. They put a lot of energy into this work. They put a whole lot of energy into this work. I guess with it says something about releasing, detachment, limiting beliefs, exploring dark thoughts. So somebody could be in their head exploring dark thoughts. They may be having like regret about what they did, about this work that they did. Yeah, it's got them caught up in their head, and you got the Page of Cups in reverse. So it's like that's where that emotional imbalance thing was coming from, where I said, like, you know, someone was going crazy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a lot of immature energy that's out here. Wow. They don't, whoever it was, they wasn't sorry for what they did either. Whoever this is, they're caught up in their head. And, you know, well, I can't say they're not sorry, but I can say that they do regret what this is. They're caught up in their head, and they regretting that they did this work, whoever this was. Now they're out here, they're fighting all kind of demons, all the demons that they sent out. As you can see, 7, right? Just in case somebody say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Why did 7 coming up? Why did 7 of Wands come up? Because each one of those curses that you sent out is what you're fighting right now. You're not in competition with the collective. You're not in competition with me. You're in competition with those, with that you sent out. That's why you have 5 out here, the number 5, and you have the number 12. 5 and 12. What's the difference between 5 and 12? 7. 7. Yeah. Hold on, I have one of these fail. Yeah, So yeah, this group or whoever sent this or however many people it was, they're all battling. I see a Leo. The energy I got is Leo, third decan Leo. So this could be somebody who's on the cusp of Leo and Virgo. August, I want to say August 12th, August 11th, no. August 17th, August 19th, August 18th, somewhere up in there. But yeah, those 7 curses that they sent out is what's being returned back. They're fighting. There's somebody's trying to fight to keep them there. It's like an everyday battle to try to keep it off of them. You got the nine of Pentacles here. Yeah, they're being rewarded. Whoever this is, it's like, I don't know if they're going to try to come in and try to pay you, or if they're going to try to buy their way out of this in some kind of way. Yeah, it's just giving me the vibe that somebody is trying to like pay their way out of this, might even try to pay you to forgive them so that they can get this, so that they can like get out of whatever this is. Whatever this is. Either that or somebody is trying to pay to get out of this with the 9 of Pentacles out here. Look like they might even try to reverse what they did and try to like, somebody's trying to do the reversal on the financial aspect of your money. With that Virgo energy out here. You got that Virgo back out here. Remember I told you we had the 9 in reverse where they was trying to take everything. Look like somebody's trying to replace what they took to keep this karma. It's like they grouped up where it's like one group try to do like defense magic to try to keep all this curses off the rest of the group, and the other is trying to restore what was taken. With the 5 of Pentacles, I mean the Hierophant in here in reverse. Whatever this was that they sent, it was not a traditional spell word. This was not traditional. Whatever tradition that they believed in, this is something that was not traditional. So they could have improvised something, or they could have went off a book, or they could have went off and did something, or whatever. Whatever it was, it has something to do with it was something improvised. It wasn't really like, I mean, I can't say that it wasn't thought out, but I can say that it wasn't prepared correctly for. You have yeah, and then you have, what is that? Forgiveness, conformity, approval, mercy, wisdom, and trust. This give me the vibe that, you know, whatever they did, there is no forgiveness for what they did. They did something unforgivable according to the spiritual law. There was something unforgivable that these people did. There's something unforgivable that they did. So I'm not sure. Well, I am sure that the Most High was like, nah, this is something that I can't forgive because of what, you know what I'm saying? Because of how this, you know, you did this and how often you was doing this and the intentions of your heart. See, a lot of people think that, you know, when you get karma, it's based off of what you did, so that you can just undo it and go do a, you know, a good deed to somebody, and then all of a sudden it goes away. No, it goes based off the energy of your intention. It goes based off the energy, frequency, and vibration that you use. So if your energy is really high and your intention is just anger and rage, and you're on that frequency of energy of that frequency of rage and hatred and want to see somebody lose and all that other stuff, when it backfires, it's coming back in that same energy. If you saw that last video and I was talking about vibration, that's what this vibration energy is. That's what the wheel of fortune is, okay? Remember I told you it's just like a steering wheel. The positive part, you know, it's positive at the top. As it rolls from top to bottom, that's positivity coming towards you. And then as it rolls from the bottom to the top, you know, from the bottom back up to the top, that's things being, you know, that's the opposite side of, you know, fortune. Things aren't so fortunate. Now you're being tested and stuff about what you have. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, whoever this was, or whatever group this was, or whatever it may be, they may even be asking for forgiveness. But by this being in the end slot, there's I want to say the deadline for forgiveness is over. And it's crazy because I know when I was going through my spiritual work, there was one thing that I said. I said, I asked God to forgive the people who were sending spell work towards me, because I said because I know wherever they are going, they're going to need that forgiveness. They're going to need that forgiveness. Wherever they're going, they're going to need that forgiveness, whether they believe it or not. And lo and behold, this energy came right on up. Yeah. And then another day, I was just like, you know what, Lord? I forgave them. They still want to do spiritual attacks, stuff like that. I ask that you remember, remember this. Just remember it, because I'm not going to hold on to it. Wow. That's crazy. But yeah. And now, whoever this is, whether your story match it or not, they're asking for forgiveness that they're not going to get. They're not going to give it, because God offered them forgiveness so many times through you. Everybody think like, Christianity is all about forgiving, turning the other cheek, being a lamb and being gentle. But no, we have warriors. Joshua, we had David, we had Moses. You know what I'm saying? We had stone cold killers. Christians we got stone cold killers in our religion. Jesus Christ was the one who came in, was teaching us about forgiveness and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that was not just for us, but for all mankind, because he had in mind the interest of God. God wanted us all to get along. He wanted us all to get along, or, whatever, And Jesus was the incarnation of, basically his heart. He incarnated with the heart of God, So I don't, and I say that because whoever this is, apparently, I guess they was just under the impression that you wasn't a fighter. Tradition, institutions, yeah. Whoever this was, religion is not going to offer religion is not going to offer them the forgiveness that they're looking for, or the cleansing that they're looking for. You got the 4 swords out here in reverse. This is the time for you to get some rest. Take it easy. Get some rest. Because whoever this was, they could have been using dream magic, and now they're exhausted from doing all the work. They burned out, and guess what? Now when they go to sleep in their dreams, guess what's happening? All those dream monsters, all those dream demons, all those astral entities and stuff like that is coming through the dream space. So they're being attacked day and night, or they will be getting attacked day and night. Because sometimes what happens is God will allow a person to exhaust themselves first. And then when they go to try to get rest, to rejuvenate, that's when the real attacks start happening. So whoever this was, they could have even been doing that to you, trying to keep you up day and night, trying to attack you in the dreams, trying to, keep you up until they attach something onto you, kind of vibe. Well, here it is. It all came back. It's all back. Everything is back like it never left. They stressed out. They worry. Whoever this is, they stressed out and worry. You got the Knight of Cups out here. Creativity and stuff like that. Now they're trying to find creative ways to try to get out of what they built themselves into. But by the grace of God, that's why by the grace of God, I always ask God to don't allow the enemy to see anything in my life that'll prevail them out of what they dug themselves into against your will. And another powerful thing to say is that, I will the will of God over this situation, and just walk away and leave it alone. So yeah, somebody could be trying to bring you some kind of love offer, or bring something in to try to get you to be, in love with them essentially, or in a relationship or something like that. And the reason why is because they want to transfer that karma onto you physically. So be careful who you out here dating. Be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you get in relationships and stuff like that with. Because like I've been telling you all this time, spirits are communal. And whatever this is, whatever demon or whatever goblins or whatever that they sent, it's got to be strong if they begging for forgiveness and mercy for me. It's been released. Whatever this spirit is, it's been released from hell. It's released. You got the tower in reverse here. Yeah, somebody trying to avoid this demonic, whatever this demonic thing is. Ain't no charity in the world that's going to be able to save them. And that's how I know. Because you have the Ace of Pentacles out here. It's your abundance. I'm telling you, your abundance triggered them into attacking you in a way that they should have left it alone. They should have left you alone. You got the Page of Pentacles out here in reverse. Yeah, this is some kind of, whoever this is, they're going to try to make you some kind of offer. And I'm seeing it's like a love offer, but whoever this is, they're going to try to come in and try to take whatever this is. It's like, it's just giving me the vibe that this is going to be like some kind of karmic energy that's trying to come in and try to, you know, try to basically go tit for tat with you or try to get some kind of lick back. If you know, quote unquote, lick back. And then with the Page of Pentacles, with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, you got Earth. This has to do with, they tried to invocate some kind of passive spirit on you. They could even be trying to do spell work on you to try to make you passive enough to allow this person in on you or to accept the offer. Because essentially what was the vibe I'm getting has to do something about you wanting to, lowering your guard enough to allow something in that you shouldn't have let in, that kind of vibe. Somebody's trying to cross your threshold, basically. And look at this, you got the Strength in reverse. So if they ever threaten you or say that they're going to do something to you or whatever it may be, you know, pray about it, whatever it may be, but keep going on your journey. Keep doing your healing work. Keep doing your healing work. Keep going on your journey because whatever it is that they sent, it's coming back. And you don't want to be involved in it. And I'm just going to let you know off rip. By me just saying that alone, they're going to do everything they can to try to get you involved in it any kind of way that they can. Just to say that they brought you down. Somebody is willing to take you down even if it costs, if they have to take themselves down with you. That's what that is. Somebody's trying to do a kamikaze attack. But you know, the thing is about kamikaze attack, if you just fatally wound somebody, but you kill yourself, you failed. That's a fail. All right, so I did that one. Now let's look at Iran and see what's going on with Iran right quick. So Iran, you got metamorphosis. Yes, there was some changes that came through. Changes in government, changes in leadership. They're blossoming into a totally different country. And I wouldn't be surprised if Iran uses this as propaganda to get sympathy from other nations in order to rebuild themselves. But I am seeing that there is some transformation energy that's happening here. All right, so let's see what they got going on here. Let's see what this nuclear program and what they plan to do next. Let's see here. Ace of Pentacles here. Their economy is wrecked right now because they had so much money invested into that nuclear program. Like I say, when they was doing the nuclear program, I believe it has something to do with alternative energy. Because you know, if they have alternative energy, it probably would have gave them an edge in the oil industry, in which they could sell more barrels of oil, and it would, you know, pretty much, you know, it was economical. But there could have been some dark side too, because I did pull and see that there was a violation of a law or something like that was being investigated. Okay, so let's see what here. You got Death in reverse here. You got King of Pentacles. Let me see here. This whole time. Okay, King of Pentacles. You got Four of Pentacles here. You got the Magician in reverse. You got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Wow. You got Justice in reverse. Wow. That's crazy. You got Two of Pentacles here. You got Seven of Pentacles here. You got the Moon card here. And you got the Queen of Wands here. Okay. So basically here, with the Death card here, basically, remember I told you that the metamorphosis came and that, you know, there was a lot of like a change of government and stuff like that. The ideology is the same, but the thing is that it's different faces. It's the same game but different faces. So basically, it's kind of like they shuffled some faces around to try to get people comfortable and things of that nature. You got the King of Pentacles out here. Yeah, I called it. They're definitely using this as it's the same ideology, but this time there's different players in this game, and what they're trying to do here is they're going to use this as a way to get aid and money and stuff like that from richer nations, and they're saving it up. They're going to save whatever it was. They're going to use they have some stuff saved up. So basically, let's say if they like, okay, well, it severely impacted our economy and we lost whatever $100 billion or whatever, right? When it comes to the money, if they're projecting money in any way, shape, or form, they're holding back. They're holding back what they really have financially towards the other, with the other countries that they're requesting aid from. They're holding back. There's information here it's not just information, but I'm seeing money. It has to do with money or some kind of information related to money and the damages involved. They're holding back on that. They're holding something back here. And they're building up their economy and they're saving money right now. So they could be getting their finances they might be getting financed through another country right now, or they could have like aid and stuff like that being sent over to them, but they're saving their money up. You got the Magician in reverse here. With the Magician in reverse here, yes, they plan on doing it's definitely manipulative tactic here. Yeah, they're going to use this. They're going to use this to the fullest extent that they can. To the fullest extent that they can. This bombing or whatever it was, they're going to use that to the fullest extent that they can, in order to squeeze as much aid and help and, you know, sympathy from all these other countries and stuff like that. Matter of fact, they're going to use everything they got. And then you got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. Yeah. So, with the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, I mean, that pretty much just tie into what I'm saying. You know, what I was saying with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. They're going to try to manipulate everything, all the information connected to the bunkers, to the people that got killed and stuff like that. They're going to manipulate all that energy. They're going to manipulate all that information in order to position themselves for something better, which means that they could still have maybe another uranium enrichment facility somewhere. So they could be, you know, using what happened at the other facilities as a way to secure funding and aid in order to get the rest of the material to the other uranium factories that they got. Basically, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, this was anybody's game here, okay? Especially in terms of Trump and Iran and, you know, Israel and all of that. But essentially what happens here is that they're going to squeeze as much sympathy out of people. But the thing is that you have to let them, because they were wronged, okay? Justice wasn't on their side, so there's nothing you can really do without seeming insincere, okay? So that's kind of like if you had like a little brother who you hit, and now all of a sudden you get upset because the parent punishes you, and you thinking, oh well, it wasn't that bad, and the little brother may know it wasn't that bad, but they acted out even worse than what it was. And you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying what happened wasn't that bad at all. I'm not downplaying it, okay? But what I am saying is that I just get the vibe that they are going to they're going to overly dramatize the damages. They're going to overly dramatize certain stuff connected to this incident. Okay, because what happened, essentially, it was unfair. It wasn't right, but it had to be done because they had something else going on here. And then you got the Two of Pentacles here: multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, balancing decisions. So yeah, right now they're trying to decide where to reallocate their money. They have different places that they want to basically the aid and stuff like that. They're trying to figure out where they want to reallocate everything, because when they allocated everything towards their research, do they reallocate the money that they're going to get, or the funding and the aid and stuff like that for the damages? Do they fund it? Do they use it towards research and development? Do they continue enriching the uranium? Do they use it to secure weapons and better ties with other countries? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of vibe. Right now they don't have a whole lot of time, because after a while, you know, it's going to be time to make a move. They can't stay dormant for too long. Okay? But right now, they are delegating or trying to figure out how to piece this all together to make everything work. Basically. Yeah. And then you got the Seven of Pentacles out here. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. So now they're looking at the thing, like I say, they plan to take this aid to invest it in something. I don't know if they're going to invest it in another nuclear program. I don't know if they're going to invest it in another country's nuclear program. I don't know if they're going to invest it in what. But they are planning to get this aid, and they're trying to prioritize what they want or what they need, and they're going to use that as a lotus star to invest in some kind of investment. There's an investment. Whatever this is, it's being hidden. Yeah, they trying to hide something. Whatever it is, they're trying to hide information for some kind of way. But like I say, all the stuff that they were trying to hide, it's gonna come out. That's the best way I could put it. Like it's gonna come out. But they're just trying right now. They're just playing this game where they're trying to keep it from getting out too soon. What they're gonna do, okay? Because if it get out too soon, there could be preemptive acts to try to limit or restrict the funding and the aid that they receive. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with that bombing and stuff like that, you can always, I mean, you know, I don't know how it works, okay, in terms of international attacks and stuff like that, because especially with, you know, finances and stuff like that, and making it right. I don't know if the United States is going to be fined for that, or, you know, how it works, but I am going to say this. It would definitely, I would say it would help to get a it puts the United States in a position where we could say, okay, well, I want you to show me receipts of I want you to itemize everything that was in that laboratory, and we'll reimburse you. Do it based off an itemized deduction system. That way, everything that was in there has to be recorded, and you know for sure what was in that facility. That way, if they ever try to say, hey, you know, we just want the money, and, you know, none of that or whatever, it's like, no, you need to prove to us what we're paying for that was in that bunker if we're going to replace it. Because you could just put a dollar amount on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just put a dollar amount on it. We don't want to hear that. We want itemized deduction. Who was there, what was going on, and what machines was damaged, and, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, we want to see all of that. We want that. Now you got a chance to get an inside peek of how far along they got, and what the capability of the machines was before you offer them aid, because they got to a certain point with their enrichment program, it's like, okay, maybe we shouldn't give too much of the aid because you were doing something illegal down there, and this is the proof. So this is all, it's all a card game at this point. Everybody's trying to, you know what I'm saying? But you got the Queen of Wands out here. They're definitely afraid at this point. They're definitely vulnerable and afraid, but they're definitely vulnerable and afraid, but they're trying to be courageous at this time. They're trying to be courageous at this time. So, you know, they're going to try to come off as friendlier than normal and stuff like that, or whatever it may be. But I would definitely, you know, United States, if, you know, in terms of like a situation like this, you know, I would definitely try to get some kind of itemized sheet or something. You know, that'll be your chance. And even if it's not that, you know, because I don't know military protocol and international laws, that's just a gist. It just gives you a general idea of what to look for, what to kind of, like, you know what I'm saying, expect, or what kind of request that should be made in order to acquire that. You know what I'm saying? Before you start paying fines and all that other stuff, and, you know, eliminating certain debts and stuff like that, and investments and stuff like that. Now, they did make a threat, you know, and they was talking about how they got citizens and, you know, soldiers and stuff like that. But let's see, I'm going to get to the heart of what their people actually think in terms of, you know, the attack and all that other stuff. See if they're on board, because, you know, sometimes morale support matters. It matters. Okay, so let's see what the people think. And I'm going to make this quick because I'm already about an hour in. So basically, when they make that threat about having people all over and all this other stuff, this is how the people actually feel. You got the Five of Wands out here. They pretty much, I mean, they're upset, don't get me wrong. You know, a lot of conflict and disagreement, but that attack has left them in a situation where it could cause a civil war because of the leadership that's connected to it. United States, we already know that a lot of times you eliminate the leaders. You know, what happens is there's nobody, it takes a while to try to find somebody good to replace them, or just as good. And everybody knows that second in command is always worse than the guy who was in command before him, because he's got to make a name for himself. So yeah, that's basically the situation that we're in right now. Kind of screwed it. I can't say screwed it up, but, you know, it kind of add like you know, inconvenience, because now you got another guy who's going to be in control of the, you know what I'm saying? And they may not even tell you who this person is this time. They may keep that a secret, which it could be deadly, you know? You got the Knight of Wands out here, and you got the Hangman. Yeah, these people, they're caught up in their head. They're guarded, they're in fear and stuff like that, but this government made that you know, that threat that they got people all over and all this other stuff. But it was just something that this person was saying from out of emotions or anger. You know what I'm saying? It came more from an angry place. But I know some people are credible, okay? When it comes to credibility, sometimes, you know, when you are upset, there is some credibility to the stuff that you say, right? Knight of Wands out here. Okay, so yeah, they're not going to be impulsive or anything like that. So they are definitely composed. And you have Magician out here, and you have the Eight of Wands out here in reverse. Yeah, whatever this is, there's definitely not going to be any quick kind of action, but they definitely wish that they could change the situation around so that they could be on better terms in terms of, you know what I'm saying, with us and, you know, the rest of the world. So yeah, the people themselves, they do want peace, but they are definitely in conflict and stuff like that over the leadership, because the people want one thing and the leadership is trying to put on a strong face in front of the rest of the world toward, you know, for something else. You see what I'm saying? Five of Cups out here. Yeah, what is this? There's some kind of regret or loss. Failure, disappointment, yeah. A lot of these people are disappointed. I'm not sure if they're disappointed in America or if they're disappointed in their leadership because of how things went down. It ain't so much what went down, it was how it went down. It was how it went down. And then you have the queen of the high priestess in reverse here. Yeah. So basically, you have a lot of people who are you have a lot, like I say, that hidden agenda comes back out again. And I told you that, you know, the government had their own hidden agenda. These people, like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a civil war or a revolution, or there's going to be a usurping of the current power, and a whole nother regime is going to try to come in and take over, or another nobleman is going to try to take over, or something like that is the vibe I'm getting here. It has something to do with about the people, like, uncontent with the politics and stuff like that, but they want peace, obviously, and they're not going to do anything right now. Like now, they're just trying to, you know, get themselves back together. So they are at war with themselves right now. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles out here in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles, yeah, this has to do with them restraining themselves. It has to do with a lot of restraint. And then you have the seven of swords out in reverse. That generally has to do with them trying to basically being honest and taking an honest approach. So I guess the people want the government to be honest and upfront, and you know what I'm saying, honest in their dealings. But there's definitely some stuff hidden. So even the people believe that there was some kind of hidden agenda behind all the stuff that was going on. You got the Knight of Cups out here, creativity, romantic charm. Yeah, they definitely want peace. You know, the Iranians, the Iranian people and stuff like that, they want peace. But, you know, them wanting peace and, you know, the actual peace that, you know, that's envisioned are two different pieces, okay? So, yeah. All right, that's all I got. Hopefully you guys could take that, use it, whatever it may be. I love y'all all. Y'all take it easy, be safe, and by the grace of God, you know, I'm praying over those who are going through spiritual warfare, not those who, you know, continue to send it out and drag it out. But by the grace of God, whatever witch or warlock has been warned against you, they shall fall by the grace of God. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit, you shall see them fall. Their bows will be broken, and they will fall upon their own swords. Love y'all all. Peace.